Hi, I'm Jem from Under the Olive Tree, and this is my shawl pattern across the valley. This is now available on my website www.undertheolivetreeknits.com. It's available on Ravelry. You can find me on there at Olive Tree Jem, and it's also available in my PayHip store, which is Under the Olive Tree Knits. So across the valley is a large asymmetric shawl. It uses 2 full skeins of 100 grams 4-ply yarn at 400 meters per skein, and it also uses a mini skein for the contrast stripes here. It is worked from the tip up here, so you cast on the shawl here, and then, and if you can see, it has a really nice textured slip stitch pattern that works across the body of the shawl. So this goes on for pretty much most of the first skein, and then you get to a point where you add the contrast colour. So here I've added a mini skein, and what's really nice about this pattern is that these contrast colour stripes actually use the same slip stitch pattern as the body of the shawl. So you can see here that just by adding another colour into that slip stitch pattern, it takes on a totally new look and totally transforms that stitch pattern. So the good news is, by the time you get to the contrast stripes, you've already worked, you're already very familiar with the slip stitch pattern that you've been using for the body. So all you need to do is just add another colour and continue working that same slip stitch pattern. And yeah, by adding another colour it just looks totally different. So we alternate here between the mini skein, and then we also join the third skein, which is the colour that we use for the border. So we just alternate between the mini skein and the border colour for 6 stripes. And then when you get to the border, there's a little section there of garter stitch, so a few rows of garter stitch, and then you start working the lace pattern. And this lace pattern, once you've worked a couple of repeats, it's really easy to remember and work, and you can see you can just keep going for as long as your yarn will allow, really. So if you wanted to have a shallower lace border, you can totally do that. You can just cast off whenever you're happy with the length of the border. Myself, I like to get the most out of a skein, so I have used pretty much all of the third skein to complete the border, so it's really nice and deep. And the shawl is, yeah, pretty big. Can't actually fit it all on screen, but I like to wear asymmetric shawls as scarves, so you can see kind of how it would look. And what's really nice is, because it is a slip stitch pattern, it's double thickness, so it's really lovely and cozy. So it's a really nice one for winter. When it gets colder, it's a really nice one to have to hand. The pattern is available also in kits. There are some kits available on the website for the shawl. So when you get a kit, you will get the 3 different colour yarns. So this one, the paler colour yarn here, is called Biscuit. So that's what you use for the body of the shawl. Then you've got this little mini skein of Espresso, which is the dark brown, and then you've got Red Squirrel, which is this lovely russet orangey red colour, which is really pretty. So you get the 3 different skeins there, and you also get the pattern. And as with most of my kits, when you order a kit, you get the pattern for free, so that's always a bonus. And you can have the pattern either emailed to you, you can have it sent directly to your Ravelry store, or you can choose to have it printed and posted and sent out with the kit. You can also choose to add a needle to your kit as well if you like. This shawl takes a 3.75mm needle, and I used one which was 80 centimetres, so you could use an 80 centimetre or 100 centimetre needle for the shawl. But you can choose to add that to your kit as well if you wish. And then kits come as well with a nice pretty little stitch marker too, and they come in these organza bags, which you can use as a project bag, or you can reuse it as a gift bag. But yeah, they're just quite a nice thing to present the kit in. So these are available on the website too. You can find them under the kits category on the website, or you can find the pattern as an individual download on the website and on Ravelry and on Payhip as well. So when you download the pattern, this is what you will get. So you get a little bit about the inspiration behind the pattern. There's also information on the stitches that are used, the materials, the gauge information, and there's also the abbreviations and all the stitches that are used, and they also link to tutorials as well. So all the stitches that are used in the shawl do have tutorials that you can click on and watch a video if you need to. Then there are the written instructions, so if you prefer working from the written instructions, they're all there for you. And then at the end there's some binding off instructions, recommended bind off, and there's also a little diagram on how to block your shawl. And then if you prefer working from charts, there are also the charts as well there that you can work from as you work through the shawl. And then at the end there's a handy stitch count checklist, so as you work each row of the shawl you can tick that off on the checklist, and always make sure that you've got the right stitch count for the row that you're working on. And also if you put the shawl down and forget where you've got to, then this will get you back on track. So yeah, as I mentioned, the pattern is called Across the Valley. It's available from the website, from Ravelry and from Payhip. And yeah, I hope if you do knit it, I hope you enjoy knitting it. Do come and share a photo of your shawl if you can. There's an Under the Olive Tree Knitters Facebook group where you can share pictures of your projects, and also on Instagram I'm at Olive Tree Gem. So hope to see you there. Take care. Bye bye.